Hello, 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 everybody, and welcome to Gems, my amazing, fabulous podcast that is reaching around the world. And so wherever you are listening, I just want to say hello, happy day, happy evening, happy morning, wherever you are. And if you're not happy, what would it take for you to be happy? What one point of view can you change that could cause you to have a smile on your face? You know those buttons? I don't know, those of you all who are in North America, there's a company called Staples, and like there's those buttons that's, you push it and it says, that was easy. But what if you had one that said, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Anyway, it's just a thought. Maybe it made you laugh. So really today, I didn't even say the name of my podcast. It's called Gems, by the way. Gems. Anyway, so I really wanted to talk about the difference between logically knowing what you're doing and where you're going and asking questions and creating. Yeah, that's it. And sometimes asking questions and creating kind of feels like you're retarded, or like you don't know what you're doing, or like you're sort of a goofball. You're kind of like winging it all over the place. First of all, if you yield to that feeling, then you get in this loop that's sort of like a downhill thing. You don't want to do that. So my suggestion, and which is where I'm at right now, is to not go into feelings at all, because feelings are basically distractor implants from what's really going on in your life and who you are and what you are. If you are a infinite being, which I've been inviting you to consider for a year now, a year. Woo! We've been podcasting out to the world for a year. Happy birthday to my podcast. Anyway, so what I'd really like to invite you to look at and consider is a different point of view about you. What if you were an infinite being? And what if by asking a question, you could create a completely different reality for yourself? And what if you weren't encumbered and hindered or stopped by the reality you find yourself in, whether you're in America or China or Europe or India, or a bad marriage, a good marriage, a no marriage? I mean, whatever your box is, what if that box wasn't real? What if it was just held together by 4, 6, or 8 walls of points of view? Now that's an idea, huh? What if everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be? So early this morning, I was meeting with my CP. That's my really cool name for my creative producer. And there was this energy that came up in my universe as I woke up at like 4:45, not really in a good way, because like I had a quote nightmare, which means I had this like thing where I was sleeping and people were chasing me. And today they were chasing me, and then they got to me and they like were kind of like capturing me, and they told me this was the worst part of the nightmare. They said to me that they were going to make sure that I was never happy again because I was too happy. And they were going to like give me shots to make me like normal and numbed out like everyone else, so I didn't stand out anymore from the crowd. And at that moment, I screamed and woke myself up. It was a really weird dream. And I'm not sure it was a dream. I wish it was a dream, but I think it was something somewhere in some time, space, dimension, or reality. So I had to pocket pod myself first thing this morning around just before 6 o'clock, and then ask questions. And I'm like, okay, so what am I doing today? Where am I putting my attention? What is my business, and what in the world does that actually mean, and what would I like to create, and again, where do I put my attention, and gosh, am I really a businesswoman? Okay, I'm a businesswoman. I don't like quote feel like a businesswoman. Of course, I don't know what a businesswoman feels like unless I like look on LinkedIn or something. But anyway, so I was asking these questions, and oddly enough, I ended up having this conversation with a mentor friend of mine, sort of via text, and I realized that it didn't really recognize that it didn't really matter what I called myself or what I was doing, that I had decided to keep doing, to keep moving, and to not quit. And one thing I knew for sure is that I was going to keep asking questions. I have decided not to quit. what it is I'm doing. I'm creating a podcast. I've created a website. I'm almost finished with my book, and I'm just not going to quit. I'm not going to go into self-doubt. I'm not going to yield to feelings of like, I don't know what the F I'm doing, because that would be really easy, because I have never done what I'm doing before. So it's really easy to say, I don't know what the F I'm doing, because I actually have never done it before. Is there anything that you've never done before that you'd love to do, or you're in the middle of doing, and then you're like, what am I doing? I don't even know what I'm doing. And then you go into self-doubt, and then you mess yourself all up, because self-doubt is a self-implanting way to destroy yourself and judge yourself. So everywhere you've done that, would you consider changing that plan and try something new? Like, okay, so how about getting up and saying to yourself, if you're a girl, I'm so pretty. And if you're a guy, I'm so studly. I know it sounds funny, right? You think I'm a little bit off the rocker. Well, you may be right. And what if you just did it for 10 days, maybe 14, maybe 30? You choose. Let me suggest to you something that I've been doing. I think it's over 30 days now. I can't really recall, because I think I have really shitty short-term memory. But it seems like about a month ago that I decided that in the morning, excuse me while I take a sip of water here. Every morning before I started on looking at social media, what did I have to create and all that junk that happens, first thing I was going to do for 10 minutes, I was going to set my little iPhone alarm for 10 minutes, and I was going to tell a part of my body that it was pretty. Yep, I wasn't going to talk to anyone. I wasn't going to do anything. I was just going to say, you're pretty. I was going to pick, like I picked my hands. I just had this really cool nail polish put on, which is sort of gorgeous and purpley. And hey, cool. So we just had to adjust my microphone, because sorry about that clicking. It was apparently clicking against the buttons on my shirts, on my boobies. So what can I say? Sorry, guys. No more clicking allowed. Anyway, so as I was saying, so I looked at my hands and I went, okay, I'll pick my hands, because that's something that I can look at every day. And I actually do think my fingernails are pretty and my hands are pretty. So I'll start with something that I actually am not lying about. So that's where I started. And it is amazing. For a while, it didn't seem like anything was happening or anything was occurring. However, now something is changing. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I'm aware that something is changing. If you want to know more about it, come join me. I'm having a telecall on April 2nd. You can find all about it, and it's free, April 2nd. And I will be talking about bodies and money and how you can change stuff with your bodies and with your money. It's called, have you ever played the fool with money? Or have you ever been a fool with money? Or the day after April's Fools, and what the heck are we doing about money? So please, please, please look up my website and join me on this call. We do these monthly or every other month, and it's a lot of fun. It's a half an hour, and it's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So what exactly happens when you begin to acknowledge your body? Well, I would like to encourage you guys to find out, because I have been amazed. It seemed like nothing was really happening for like the first week, 2, 3 weeks. Now, 4, 5, 6 weeks into it, there are literal changes that are occurring with my body. So how does it get any better than that? We were kind of all over the map this morning, because I just arrived from France. I was at this amazing Being You conference with Dr. Dane here, and I am out of the box today. So hope you enjoyed my podcast, and I hope to see you sometime outside of podcast land. And until then, have a gem of a day. Bye-bye for now.